All right, we're just going to keep going with our review here of section 4.4. So next up, I think one more factoring question for us. Pause the video, give it a shot. All right, so this one's a little bit different style, but we do have a GCF, right? So it's kind of weird because we start with x cubed, but we do have a GCF of x, right? So what that means is we can bring that x to the front and lower all the exponents by 1. All right, so that's kind of good news. That helps a little bit. Okay, and now we can try to factor. This is the trinomial. That's an x squared quadratic. So we're going to keep this single times x in the front. And then we're going to make two little binomials with x and x and see if we can find things that multiply to positive 72 but add up to negative 17. Okay, so that means we're going to need two negative numbers. That'll multiply to positive 72, and then they need to add up to 17. So -1, negative 72, but that doesn't add up. -2, negative 36. No dice yet. -3, negative 24. Getting closer, but still don't give us negative 17. -4, and what the heck would that be? 18. That's closer, but still not there. 5 doesn't work. 6 works. 6 and 9. And that is close, but doesn't work again. Is that right? So maybe did I miss one here? Oh no, it's 6 and 12, maybe. Yeah, that seems right. 6, negative 12. Okay, so I got to keep going. I think 8 and 9 finally works. Right, that multiplies to positive 72. So this would be -8, -9, and that would be our factorization for this question. So it's a little weird because it started with a DCF of x, but then it's similar to what we've done before. Okay, one last factor one. Give it a shot. Okay, hopefully if you tried it, pause the video and tried it. And this one, we have to do long factor because we have a 5 here and there's no GCF, right? So this is one more time in the long factor. I'm going to do 5 times -8. Okay, and then I'm going to look for a pair that gives me -18. So I know it's going to be one negative and one positive. That's the only way we're going to multiply to -40. So we can try 1 and 40. But that wouldn't work. And then if you do 2 and 20, that'll work as long as the 20 is negative and the 2 is positive. That'll add up to be -18. Okay, so once I got those, I'm just going to split and I'm going to rewrite it as like -20x plus 2x. So -18x is equivalent to those two added together. And then the rest just bring down. So I have a 5x squared and a -8. Okay, now we're going to group the front two, group the back two, and look for GCF. So in the front two, there's a 5 and an x. So divide both of these by 5x. So we have x and -4. And then in the back, they're both divisible by 2. So I'm going to pull out a 2. Okay, and now we know it's happy fun times because these match. Okay, and so our two factors are going to be the part that match, x -4, and then whatever is in front. So that x -4 is multiplied by both 5x and 2. So we're going to write 5x plus 2 as our other factor. Okay, and that's it. That's our factorization. We've made two little binomials, right? We start with a trinomial. We made two little binomials. Okay, so the other thing I thought I'd throw in this review here is before we did factoring, we needed graphing. Okay, and so when you graph a quadratic in x squared, right, that's what this chapter is on, quadratics, it's going to either look like a smiley face or a frowny face. So again, I'm going to have you pause and see if you can remember how to graph. There's two different types, one in what's called standard form, and then this first one is what's called vertex form. So see if you remember how to graph here. Okay, so the trick on this is you don't have to do a lot of work. You just got to remember transformations. And so the transformations here are this +4 in the back makes us go up 4. Okay, and this plus 3, we'd think it'd make it go right 3, but it actually makes us go left 3. So left 3 and up 4, that's where my vertex is. Okay, and then because it's a positive 2, it goes up and it's stretched a little bit. Okay, and that stretch by 2 just means it goes up faster than normal. So if, this is my normal shape, I'm going to draw it going up a little bit faster. It's a little bit like steeper in a sense than my normal one. And that's it. That'd be my graph of that. All right, and so please note that the other type of graphing is very, very different. Okay, so in vertex form, it's kind of fast, but in standard form, it's not. So I'm gonna, I don't know, I'll write, this is the general standard form, is ax squared plus bx plus c, and that's what we have right here. So see if you can remember how to graph out of that form. Pause the video. Okay, so for the trick for this method is we're going to find the vertex, which is an xy point. And a long time ago, somebody figured out that the x part of the vertex you can get by doing the opposite of b over 2 times a. So on this question, a and b come from the coefficients. So a is here and b is there. So you have a of 1 and b of 4. So my x part, if I do that formula, I'm going to do the opposite of b over 2 times a. Okay, and we get negative 4 over 2, which is just negative 2. So my vertex is x negative 2 and y something. So to find y, once I got my x number, I'm going to plug it back in up here. So y becomes negative 2 squared, put an x right here, plus 4 times negative 2 plus 3. Okay, so we're going to get negative 2 squared is 4, and then multiply these together is negative 8, and then just go left to right here. So if we add these together, that's negative 4, and then add 3 is negative 1. So our vertex is x negative 2, y negative 1. So that's where we start. Okay, and I usually draw my axis of symmetry right away down the middle of that. Let's see if I can draw it here. Right, that's my axis of symmetry. It's actually the equation x equals negative 2. Okay, so I know it's going to look equal on both sides, and then to figure out the rest, there's one other point I'm going to use, which is this number on the end is my y-intercept. So to make my graph a little more accurate, I'm going to go to positive 3 on the y-axis. I know it goes to that point, and then I'm going to reflect it across. So I'm 2 away from the axis here, so I go 2 in this direction, and now I can just connect the dots as best I can. Sorry, I'm drawing a little tablet here, so it looks kind of messy, but then I've completed the graph. Okay, so a summary of this is this standard form is a lot more work because you got to use this little equation versus if it's in vertex form, you can just shift it around and boom, you're done. Okay, so there's 2 different types of graph on the test represented by the different forms, standard form, vertex form. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for watching and have a good day.